All right, since you did so well with that one, I'm going to let you have this one. What's the first step in starting a hardwood floor?
Checking the moisture.
Checking the moisture. Well, once we get past the checking the moisture, what's the first step in starting a hardwood installation?
Straight. Finding a good long wall, straight wall. Biggest thing is getting it started straight. We don't want to get to the other side of the wall and we have 1 inch on one side and 3 inches on the other for our last board.
And we can't really control it. If the walls are out of square, there's nothing you can do about it.
There is, but you can measure and you can cheat a little bit on that if you want to. So my wall, when I'm running down the hall, I don't have a big crooked space or a big crooked wall where everybody sees it when they first come in.
And keep in mind, when
you do it where it's hidden. We don't want it in front of our kitchen cabinets, where we're looking at it all the time.
And you got to remember, we have to run it perpendicular to the trusses.
Yes.
Okay, so we've already decided we're going to start either on that wall over there or that wall over here. These two aren't an option. Okay, it has to be one of those. And if one wall's long and the other one's cut up, especially with doorways in it, we want to start on the long one.
Right.
Because it minimizes, all right? If we start over here on the chopped up wall and we lose 3 inches on that wall, you're going to be able to tell it. If we start on that wall and finish up 3 inches out on the chopped up wall, you can't tell it.
Because usually a long outside wall is going to be your straightest anyway.
Right.
That's why we usually recommend starting there.
Right. Okay, let's see. Why do some hardwood floors dent so easily?
It's a softer wood.
That's it?
What else could it be?
Well, if it's an engineered floor, it's still a softer core.
Softer core.
It's just being soft. Yeah. When you buy a floor, that certainly needs to be something you look at. What is the density of the wood? How's the Janka score? Or if it's engineered, is it a quality? Is it a 2-ply, 4-ply, 5-ply, 8-ply, whatever? The more plies, typically, the better materials you're going to get. Let's see here. Something else, though, maybe it doesn't really affect how easily it dents, but how easy it is to tell it. Your hand scrape floors, other floors that are distressed. If you buy a hand scrape floor later, when you get a dent in it, can you tell it? Probably not. It came pre-dented. So floors with distressing or texture tend to show dents less easily. All right, here's a good question. Is all that inventory you have listed really yours, or are you just ordering it when you sell it? Almost all the inventory you see on my website, we have bought it, okay? We will make deals with manufacturers. Every manufacturer is different. Some of them, we have deals where we buy all of the cabin grade that they make. We don't call them once a week and ask them what they have. It just goes on a truck. We find out what it is when it gets here. Other companies, maybe we buy their returns, like the old Armstrong Bruce floors. We buy all of the engineered returns they get. So once a month, a truckload shows up here and we unload it. We find out what's on it when we unload it. And those materials are usually here in the Murphy store. As a note there, those returns are almost always where the husband evidently went and picked it out and he got home and the wife said, you're not in charge of decorating, take that back. Because we get them, there's nothing wrong with them. The boxes aren't even opened. If you get one that's got 10 open boxes, you know that maybe it has a defect. No. So we check it, we check the specs, we measure it, find out if it's truly a second or not. 95% of the time, there's nothing wrong with these floors. But yes, almost all the material we have is in our warehouses. The only exceptions are a couple of manufacturers we have deals with where we'll bring in material, but we can also order more of it because they're making it all the time, and we'll send it to a warehouse somewhere. So we won't own that, but we'll have more of it in our warehouse.